Finally, we got new issues of Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, and these two kinda tied together. Because in issue number 15 of Absolute Wonder Woman, she and Batman teamed up to help each other on an investigation, a string of murders that tied both of their worlds together. This was where our heroes finally met, and they even talked about trying to get in contact with Superman. And now, in issue number 16 of Absolute Batman, he's gonna need Diana's help, because there really doesn't seem to be a way to save Wayland. It looks like his best friend is always gonna be stuck in this Killer Croc form. But with Batman being introduced to the magical side of the DC universe, maybe here he can find a cure for his best friend. Let's get into it. And we start with Bruce sleeping on the job, as his co-workers bust his balls a little bit, and we just pick up with him having a normal job, working, pouring concrete, helping remove all the rubble from that stadium where he fought Bane. And his co-workers start to talk about Bane, trying to figure out what the hell he was, wondering if Batman was right about the dark things going on in Arkham. And as the men continue to conversate, we see a conversation between Bruce and Lucius Fox, because here in the Absolute Universe, their relationship isn't really that complicated. Lucius Fox appears to just be his boss and his friend. And Lucius was worried about Bruce because he took off for so long. But as we all know, Bruce was captured and tortured by Arkham, fighting against Bane and all kinds of stuff. He went through it. And Bruce simply lets him know it won't happen again, and reassures Lucius that he's okay, everything's fine. And Lucius continues to be a good friend. If that's the case and everything's fine, then he wants Bruce to do something for him. He wants Bruce to start having a life, go outside and touch some grass. For once, have a little bit of fun, and I don't think we've ever seen this Bruce do that since he's been an adult. And although this isn't exactly fun, we do see him try to have a life as he goes to visit his very brutally mutilated friends. He comes with good intentions, bringing them subs and different kinds of food, except Oz can't eat solids, which makes a lot of sense. Bane broke everything. And Bruce tries to apologize, but this only sets Oz off. And we get a good look at Two-Face and what's going to be the Penguin, as we see they're starting to heal a little bit. And clearly Oz is always going to be deformed, but the half of Harvey's face does appear to be blue and dead. So they're slowly matching up to their villain counterparts in the OG universe. But either way, Oz starts to really let Bruce have it, as he tells him, fucking sandwiches? At least Selina left us fucking dough before she left. Which does make Bruce look kinda bad. Even she knew Oz cannot eat solids, as Harvey chimes in. See, there's a true friend. Did she leave you anything, Bruce? Your usual? Broken heart on a roll? As they're both doing their best to make Bruce feel terrible, but he didn't come here to fight. And this only sets Oz off more. Then why the fuck did you come here, Bruce? To make it all better? Patch things up? Rebuild? Everyone sees me, Harv, and Ed and think we're fucking monsters. But you chose this. You! And now you can't even look at us. Can you? Can you? And Bruce can't. He just looks away, as Oz continues to snap. That's what I thought. You're real good at saving the city. How about next time you try and save one of your friends for a change? And Bruce begins to walk away. Yeah, that's right, go. Walk away, big fucking hero. You're not him. And even Harvey thinks that was a bit harsh. But once he turns his head and we see the Two-Face side of him, he says, nah, he deserved it. As Harvey said last time he spoke to Bruce, he only hates him half the time. And we pick up later that night where Bruce is now walking around the Gotham Museum of Natural History, looking around at all the different artifacts and pieces of art as he pulls out the same amulet Diana gave him, and he demands an audience with the goat herself, as she appears and says, hello Bruce. And she realizes since this talisman only works 3 times, Bruce must really need her help, as he explains the situation. I have a friend who was changed, mutated into something, half human, half animal, and he's getting worse. Your myths are full of beings who go from human to beast, beast to human. I was hoping something here, some artifact might, I don't know. As Diana explains, my lasso, sacrifice, is the only tool I know that can do transmogrification at that scale. But for a chaotic mind, it would be a disaster. I'm afraid there's nothing to cure your friend anywhere on this plane. I do know of one artifact that might help in the other realm, but the journey would be long and deadly, a few weeks travel at least. And Bruce is really just like the rest of us, as he tells her he has a job. But this isn't really an issue as time moves differently where they're about to go. So because of this, Bruce agrees. He'll do anything to help Wayland stop being Killer Croc. So with that being said, Diana creates a door and the adventure begins. And it is quite the adventure. Bruce believes they're in Hades as Diana explains exactly where they are and what they need to do. No, this is a place that exists between the surface world and the underworld, beneath my mother's island, where the veil between realms is thin. The being we seek to challenge, Acrolus. He guards a bridge very far from here. Let's begin. and Bruce wonders why they're going on foot, but Diana lets him know anything flying here is a target, and her Pegasus is very wary of mortals. So with that being said, the walk begins, and they walk for 16 days. On day 2, they're walking through lightning storms, and she tells Bruce, if you look at the lightning, it will kill you. Day 3, they're walking past these giant flying singing beasts, and as Bruce is looking at it, she warns him, if you listen to its songs, it will kill you. Day 7, as they walk through a bunch of sand, she gives him another warning, if you stumble, the sands will kill you. On day 11, they run into a Cyclops, and of course, with all these warnings, Bruce believes if he looks into the eye of the Cyclops, it will also kill him. But for once, this isn't the case, it's just impolite. On day 12, they take a bit of a rest, trying to stay away from bloodworms. On day 13, we see these two catching up, and Diana is clearly telling Bruce a little about her origin, how she's literally from hell. On day 14, Bruce returns the favor, telling her some of his origin, and with something so tragic, Diana says, no child shall lose their father that way. I'm truly sorry, Bruce. And on day 16, she tells him they're getting close, as they're slowly walking up on a corpse, and Diana tells him this is a king who died fighting Ocrolus. And this corpse has coins on his eyes, which confuses Bruce as she continues to explain. The coins are a payment for Charon, the ferryman, to buy passage to Elysium, where fallen heroes dwell. And Bruce still doesn't understand. How's he a hero? He lost. As she continues to explain, apparently his people loved him. They must have made this tribute. And despite everything he's seen, Bruce still seems to be a bit skeptical. The coins, do they really give people passage? As she glares over at Bruce. Some say they do nothing, others that they grant crossing, still others that they serve as a dream bridge, offering visions, but no matter, we've arrived. Ocrolus guards that bridge there. Tonight we'll camp here, tomorrow we fight. And with them preparing for their battle, now it's Saturday on the surface world and Alfred needs to feed Waylon. As he begins to complain, it's not that heavy, he says. Sure, if you're 24 years old and built like a brick. As Alfred is carting over a lot of meat, and Waylon smells it. As we get a crazy look at Waylon, he is absolutely getting worse. As he rises up staring at Alfred, even though he already tossed the meat to the side. And of course, this is terrifying Alfred, reaching for his gun. And he tells him, over there man, not me, I'm just bones. There, don't eat me! As Croc roars, but he still goes for the meat. Some of Waylon is still there, and Alfred does the smart thing and runs off. Now with Alfred having a bunch of fun trying to feed Waylon, we catch back up with Diana and Bruce. Now that they're resting, she's explaining who Ocrolus is. As she says, Ocrolus is more than a centaur, he's a lord of transformation. His bow makes 2 legs into 4, and 4 into 2. The land he guards is full of beings he has changed. As Bruce tells her, I'm sorry, it's just first monsters under Gotham, then the thumb drive you gave me, aliens, gods, now this place. And Diana understands how he feels. I understand, your world is new and strange to me. As she hands him something that will protect him, not against injury or death, but at least against Ocrolus's magic. And Bruce decides to ask her, Diana, you think I can do this? Help my friend? And she reassures him, everything you need lies inside you. Drink, now sleep. And as Bruce falls asleep, she places those coins on his eyes. And with this, Diana has done one of the nicest things anyone's done for Bruce since his father died. Because now that he's got these coins on his eyes, Bruce is in that dream bridge, appearing now as a child with his giant bat armor, but once he takes it off, he finally, after years, gets to see his father again, as he rushes him and jumps into his arms. And with this, they have a long-awaited conversation, as his father asks him, so what is it? What's on your mind? And Bruce tells him, it's just, you're a hero, Dad. That day at the zoo, you saved us. Me, Ozzy, Waylon, all of us. Me, I'm trying, but I just keep hurting everyone I care about. And Thomas tells him, this might come as a surprise, but I don't think of what I did that day at the zoo as saving you. And this is very confusing to Bruce, as his father continues. For me, saving you was what I did every day before that one, teaching, being your dad. You're an engineer, Bruce. You know building isn't about any one ribbon cutting. It's the commitment to making the city better, visualizing what could be and working every day to make it so. Little by little, even in those moments it seems out of reach, especially in those moments. So get out there and build. As Bruce tells him, I really miss you, Dad. And for those of you who don't understand what this is that they're standing on, back in issue number 4, this is the bridge he showed his father when he was a child. A bridge that could fly and help the people of Gotham. This is honestly such a beautiful moment between Bruce and his father, before he eventually wakes up, because now it's time to fight Ocrolus. And Bruce asks, and the artifact we need? As Diana tells him, I can help you in the fight, but it must be given to you when you best him. And now it's time, as Diana says, Ocrolus, come out and face us! As he begins to walk through the smoke. Well, well. Diana of the Amazons, daughter of Circe, who, though gifted with powers of transformation like myself, is too good to consort with us lowly beings down here. What divine joy I shall take in felling you and your mortal mate. As they confirm for all the shippers out there, and they say together, we're not together. And they rush Oculus, weapons out, ready to do battle. And boy, do they smoke his ass. They get a real quick combo and Bruce hits him as hard as he can right in the stomach, or the chest. I don't know how centaurs work, but either way, they drop him pretty fast. But Bruce does something surprisingly stupid, standing right behind the centaur. And Diana tries to warn him never to do this, but it's entirely too late, as Oculus kicks him right off the bridge. And surprisingly, although Pegasus is still wary of mortals and sees them as unworthy, it doesn't even hesitate to go save Bruce, as Oculus says, "Shame. I admit he had a warrior's heart. He might have made a fine centaur, perhaps a bat centaur, for my stable." But the fight is not over. Pegasus now has Bruce, and he looks like a complete badass. As he responds, "I got your bat centaur right here." And Oculus plans on transforming Diana as Bruce tries to tell her to look out, jumping right in the way of the arrow, pacing off Oculus as he goes for another one. And Diana tells him, "You were right, Oculus. My mother is a master of transformation," as she cuts this arrow in half and rushes him. "Watch closely as I transform your face, knocking multiple teeth out." And this, once again, drops him, as Diana runs to Bruce. And Bruce, weakened, tells her, "Diana, I failed him. I couldn't get the artifact," as she breaks the arrow inside his body. "You've not failed, Bruce. Remember what I told you. Now let's get home." But as Bruce begins to lose consciousness, he doesn't want to go, because he hasn't gotten to say goodbye to his father as he reaches out. And we see, although Bruce has been there for weeks, only a day has passed in the surface world, as Bruce is waking up in a panic. And he takes the time to try and remember what Diana told him. Everything you need lies inside you. As he takes the arrow and cuts his skin, drawing blood. Turn 2 legs into 4, and 4 into 2. Bruce now has the artifact he needs to help Waylon. And another day passes as Bruce finally gets back to work. But Bruce does have a broken arm, and Fox wants to know what happened over the weekend. And Bruce tells him, "I was just following your advice, Mr. Fox. Touched some grass, rode a horse, got in a fight," which worries Lucius, but he tells him, "Just kidding. I slipped in the shower. Come on, time to build things." As we catch back up with Killer Croc. Bruce left the artifact in the cave with a note. "Wait, wear this necklace. Let it touch your skin. You are never alone." As Waylon holds the artifact and says, "Bruce." And this is the end of the issue. Damn, I wish we got to see if it worked or what it's actually gonna do to Killer Croc. I personally don't think it's gonna automatically fully cure him. I think there's gonna be some kind of catch. Either he'll become more humanoid like the OG Killer Croc, or maybe he'll become human for a certain amount of time, but have to hold back the transformation of going back to Killer Croc. Either way, I don't think this is the end of Croc, but let me know how you guys feel in the comments, and I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will catch you on the next one when I cover Absolute Wonder Woman.